So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our conjunction video of the week. And today we're going to be covering Sun, Venus in the 10th house of your horoscope. As in what happens when Sun and Venus are in the 10th house of your birth chart. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular placement, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all the astrological details. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I am currently teaching planets through nakshatras and ascendant through nakshatras. So anyway, let's get started with this amazing conjunction. So one of the things you will see with this conjunction, without influence of any other planet, especially the malefics, is that a person actually finds wealth, money, prestige after marriage, and especially after birth of the first child. The second thing we also see is that a person will most likely meet their spouse in their work, and the boss will be either introducing you to your spouse or your spouse could be your boss. The other thing we see is that regardless of if you're a man or woman, okay? Regardless of if you're a man or woman, and especially if Venus is combust, try not to ever have a female boss because they will drive you mad. And in a way, maybe I should say you should have that type of a boss because of the fact your boss will be a spouse from past life whom you left because of your father's choice. And they have held that resentment against you. And in this life, somehow, even though they don't know this, they will play the karma out of kind of ruining your status, embarrassing you in front of your colleagues, giving you the most difficult task. And you'll be like, why is it that the person who actually doesn't do work, person who is lazy, doesn't come on time, and has been here much far less than I am, yet is getting praises of this person and may even get promoted? Why is this injustice? Well, the injustice is not by the world. The injustice was done by you as an individual. But one thing I will still say, even if Venus is combust, because I'm talking about a real life. I'm not talking about what the book says, that combust Venus will do this or that. I'm just telling you when I'm doing readings and when I'm seeing things, is that even when Venus has been combust, a person has found great wealth and status and power in life, but specifically after their spouse has come in their life. Now, this does not have anything to do with the boss. I'm talking female boss. I'm talking about the spouse. Now, there's two sides to this. Either a boss will drive you mad, or by a female boss, your career will change for the better. That's another thing. Because, especially you will notice if Venus is less than 1 degree from the sun, especially behind the sun. So if sun is at, let's say, 21 degrees of a sign, Venus is at 20 coming towards 21, or if it's at 21, you will see suddenly through a female boss, your career will just magnify itself, because this particular position is known as kind of like the stellium position in the Western method. But I have seen it work. So yes, I guess I can vouch for that. Now, the other thing you will also see that I have seen people who did not really have the female boss, but they had a very feminine boss, meaning a boss could be gay and could be quite feminine in nature and yet drive you crazy and drive you mad. So to kind of try to read between the lines always. It's never like black or white. The gray area is the most important. Like for me, when I have to white balance this image from the camera, because it's a raw file, I have to use a gray card, not a white card, but a gray card to get the right color. So always look at astrology from the gray perspective. The other thing I also see is that you will produce a famous child especially the firstborn, will be somehow recognized or become famous in their life or have a very lucrative position in life. And of course, nowadays anybody can be famous. But again, I'm not talking about fame of just 1,000 people following you. I'm talking about like 10 million people following you, 20 million people following you. That's real fame. So even social media, everybody thinks like, oh well, everybody has fame. Yeah, that's just a small time village type fame. We're talking about worldwide thing, then yeah, you're gonna have to be at the top. So usually such people will produce that, especially if you have this conjunction and your firstborn child is a daughter, most likely she could be a beauty queen. But again, remember, I'm not talking about any aspect on this conjunction. I'm not talking about any any planet conjunct this particular conjunction of Sun and Venus, because that will change things, that will manipulate things. Now, as far as like, most people will be like, well, will this conjunction produce someone who's going to be going into fields of film industry, fame, dramatic arts? Not really. No. I've seen lawyers with this conjunction. I have seen people who are in IT with this conjunction. It's this just because a conjunction is there doesn't mean anything. It becomes part of the puzzle of what a person chart is made for. But it's really that dharma, artha, kama that really shows us what the person's path is, what their sustenance is, and what their desires are, and will those desires be fulfilled. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Sun, Venus in the 10th house of your horoscope. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. And if you want to know everything about your chart, just check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.